Okay, hello everyone and welcome to this playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club, which I am going to have a go at now. I'm sort of jumping on the bandwagon and just sort of seeing what all this nonsense is about. From what I gather, it's some sort of dating simulator with a horror element, so we'll see what that's like. I'm also giving the whole webcam thing a go, so hello, and let's get on with it. And apparently it doesn't narrate, so I have to read. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time for friendship to me. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. So don't. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. You know, for a dating simulator, this guy's really just sort of not into it, isn't it? Is he? However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha ha. So this is her, presumably, with funny anime eyes. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. So apparently I'm Passionfruit, because I'm the Passionfruit Whalrus. I don't know why I don't actually have like a character name, but we'll just go with it, I suppose. Maybe only... Alright, there, gibber. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Eh? You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Yeah, kinda was, because you sound like a total pain in the ass, but let's get on with it. Right. That's mean, Passionfruit. Come on, you kept him waiting. That's mean. I mean... Well, I don't have anything better to do, obviously, because I'm playing this game, but presumably the character who doesn't have a name should have something better to do than just waiting for you to get off your arse. Right, anyway. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Bit rude. Fine, fine, but she's okay with that for some reason. But you did wait for me after all. Yes? I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Yeah, I kinda do. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute, and yet all I'm staring at is a blank picture of buildings. By the way, Passionfruit, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Eh, that's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. I mean, come on, why is this guy even spending any time with this person if he's just, like, that dismissive of her? It's a bit strange. Yes. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. That's a bit fourth wall, isn't it? Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. I can't socialize. You keep people waiting. Your happiness is really important to me, you know, so when it says dating simulator, it means the girls in the game fancy you, but you can't stand them. Okay. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What the hell is a NEET? I don't know what that is. Perhaps someone would like to explain it to me in the comments. Also, I do wonder if this whole sort of school clubs thing is actually a big thing in Japan, because they make a lot of it in anime, but it doesn't seem to be, well, as far as I know, is it real? Is it not real? Who knows? Trust me, right? Yeah. Don't make me keep worrying about you. All right, all right. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Man, this guy is pussy whipped. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? No. No, I won't. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Oh, well. It would be nice if I actually had a choice in some of this dialogue, really. So far, all I can do is read it off the screen. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Because you're a sissy. That's why. I mean, how about say no? How about refuse to wait for her? How about just spend some time with someone else? How about that? Oh, right, okay, so moving on. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. Yeah, so don't. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Oh, good. A change of scene with no people in it. It's a very empty school, really. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. How exciting. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Shouldn't you have had motivation like at the start of the school day? Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Of course you have a choice. How many clubs are there? I mean, you only have no choice if the anime club is the only club, and only then if you're being forced to do it, which you aren't. You could easily say no to this girl, but never mind. Hello? She likes to bother us, doesn't she? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realise that I'm the only one left in the classroom. Yeah, well, I sort of spotted that straight away, because it's blatantly obvious, but never mind. Sayori. Oh, yeah, never mind. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Funny how she uses the same kind of, phrasing that he uses. Of course, we assume that the person that I'm apparently playing as is a bloke. I suppose it could be a girl or something, but, because I don't think she's actually called me a bloke yet. I don't think it's been gendered, so I could actually be a girl. But who knows? Right. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. I do like that expression. That's quite funny. It makes her nose disappear. It looks rather strange. Although you can just about see like this tiny little nub in there. Okay. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Ah, right. I guess we are actually going to her club. Right. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Well, why wouldn't she just start one, for something she was interested in? I mean, if you thought it was fun to start a club, why would you start a club for something you have no interest in? Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. Okay. That said, my interest in the literature club... Oh, literally. Okay, I'm gibbering now. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well... I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned out all of this out. Well, it could be both, really, to be honest. She sounds rather manipulative, but she's doing it in a very sort of sloppy way. Okay. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yeah, yes, let's go. Oh, good, an empty corridor. It's exciting. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. You're only going to a literature club, you idiot. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. Member. Anyway. I glance around the room, and absolutely no fucking one is there. Oh, okay, apart from her. Girl 1. So she doesn't even have a name? Why doesn't she have a name? Why is she just girl number 1? She's slightly better looking than Sayori, at least. Anyway. Welcome to the Literature Club. I don't know why she's got purple hair, though, but then it's anime, so... It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori is always says nice things about you. Girl 2. Another one without a name. Seriously? You bought a boy? Oh, I am a boy. Okay, that's good. Way to kill the atmosphere. That's really sexist, you know? Boys have feelings too, even if they are passionfruit walruses. Girl 3. Okay. They got strange boobs. Ah, passionfruit, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Presumably she's the president. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Not really. Well, that one's sexist. Don't think much of her. The purple-haired one's all right. But none of them have names yet. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. You have no tits and you're sexist. Sorry. Okay. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year, which does make me wonder what age these girls are actually supposed to be, and whether they're sort of underage in the sort of slightly weird Japanese way that they sometimes are, or if they're actually sort of okay and so on, seeing as it's a dating thing. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. Oh, okay. So the mean sexist one is the cupcake queen. You can just ignore her, she gets moody. Okay. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club, so presumably that's her? Possibly? Yep. Doing a funny little sideways face. Don't say things like that. Oh, cock. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Making a lot of assumptions straight away, isn't he? Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, isn't that right? That's right. Nope, I've never seen this woman before in my life. And she looks kind of strange. But anyway, just a weird sort of face. I think it's probably the same kind of face as Sayori. It just looks a little bit strange when it's just sort of face on. It's great to see you again, Passionfruit. Monica smiles sweetly. And does the splits? Possibly? Actually, no. Is her skirt just blowing up for no apparent reason? Has someone dropped a fan or something? We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically completely out of my league. Okay, well, you're stuck in a room with her now. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Apparently I stammer now. Come sit down, Passionfruit. We've made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. Oh, possibly... Right, okay. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Seriously? Arguing about who gets the cupcakes? Really? Then how about I make some tea as well? Yes, tea is always good. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. No, they don't. Those are arranged normally as you would see in a classroom. And it looks pretty grim. They could have done with a bit more sort of background stuff, couldn't they? And why don't I have any options yet? So far I'm just reading stuff from the screen. Is there any sort of actual interaction in this game? Is it even a game? You know, if all you're doing is reading from the screen, it's not really a game, it's just like an audio book with pictures. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room when Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori, so I don't even get to choose who I sit next to. I mean, shouldn't he have gone and sat next to Monica, seeing as he seems to actually like her, whereas he gets irritated to hell with Sayori? It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Why are there no options? Okay. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Cheesy grin. Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats. Okay. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. Okay, so she's put in some effort to that, then. Either that or it came from a kit. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Okay. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Why? I mean, is it really that complicated? You're eating a cupcake, not bloody performing surgery. Strange guy. Anyway, Natsuki is quiet. Well, good, because she's been sexist and irritating so far. Although the cat cupcakes are kind of cool. In a kind of daft way. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Ah, so she fancies you too. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she made it herself. Well, I bloody well hope so. Otherwise all this I made the cupcakes thing is kind of taking the piss, really. If by I made them you mean I got a packet of stuff and I mixed it up. Anyway. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. But why are you thanking me? It's not like I... What? Why is she being huffy about it? I haven't heard this... No, haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Well, actually, you did. You made them, like, for the group and for the new person who was turning up, so actually you did make them for me, but not exclusively. And why are you being huffy? It's perfectly reasonable to thank someone when you give them get given a cupcake. What's her problem? Hey, I thought you technically did. Sayori said... Well, maybe. Okay. But not for you, you know. You, dummy. Is she a lesbian? Right, is she like sort of secretly sort of trying to chat up this new girl and found out it was a boy and now she's embarrassed? All right, all right. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. I'm not surprised. Surprised he's still there, really. Anyway, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. Good, about time too, really. Really, we should have had the tea sort of with the cupcakes rather than beforehand, but afterwards, but never mind. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. You need permission for that, seriously? Ugh. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Yes, kind of. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Who said I'm intimidated? I'm not intimidated. All she's done is suggest that I could read a book with a cup of tea. It's not exactly, complicated, is it? I don't know. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... There's a lot of you-knows in this. I have no idea what's going on. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. No, actually, I do enjoy tea and reading. So, no, and why don't I have any options? I want options. Damn it. I'm glad. Well, good. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? Well, I am a total pussy, and I was pushed into it by Sayori. Yeah. I was afraid of this question, yes, because the truth isn't too pretty. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Yeah. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... yeah. That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone, even those people who don't actually like books for some strange reason, even though they just joined a literature club. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Aha, well, you know. No, I don't know. That's why I asked the question, you daft woman. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. Oh, okay. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Okay. So, are Japanese school clubs basically little businesses? Because I would have thought they'd sort of have, money from the college or something, rather than... or the school or whatever, rather than having to fund themselves or in any way deal with money in a realistic way, but okay. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Okay, well, good, but it depends on the literature, really. Monica really is a great leader. Okay. Yuri also nods in agreement. But presumably the moody one doesn't say anything. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. Well, it depends if you're into books or not, I suppose. I mean, if you're really into books, then a book club would probably be interesting. Or depending on what they're reading, I suppose. No, I don't think you're very good at marketing. I think that's your problem. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. Okay. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. All right, but unless you hand it over to someone else, isn't that kind of pointless? Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Yes, I've just seen them doing that. I don't really need that spelling out for me. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. I don't know, they're not that different, are they? I mean, Besides, if they've all got an interest in reading, then they've got a shared interest, regardless of what other personality things they've got that are different. Maybe that's just... I'm just not reading this properly. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Yeah, possibly. Maybe they're all just really horny. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Passionfruit, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, actually quite a lot of different things, but I'm not going into that. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Okay. Manga. They do like this fourth wall stuff, don't they? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Oh, she's secretly a manga fan or something, is she? No, not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger, and yet it clearly shows her with her hands behind her back. It would be good with a bit more sort of actual... I don't know, maybe they could do it more like a storyboard, like a sort of moving comic or something, so that you've actually got a bit more artwork, because you have to imagine most of this stuff that you're reading. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Okay, can we have some examples, maybe? The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Yeah, well, to a degree, you just make stuff up. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yeah, possibly, if it is a good story. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Fair enough. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? No, I don't think so. I'm not sure exactly what she's getting at there. Does that imply she's rather stupid? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Okay. Timid girl reads horror. All right. I read a horror book once. I've read quite a few horror books, actually. But still. Yes. Definitely recommend the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series and the Necroscope series. Anyway, I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. All right. Ugh, I hate horror. Fair enough. Oh, why is that? Well, I just don't finish her sentences. Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Okay. Well, what? Why is she embarrassed about this shit? Not very self-confident. What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. Okay. Give that back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Okay. Kind of rubbing it in now, isn't she? Right, okay. I think we'll leave it there for this part. So thank you for watching, and I will carry on with this in the next part. So bye-bye for now.